Why wasn't it addressed before a state survey agency ever got involved?
We've got a number of complaints about issues with Champion posters.
Are you trying to get the pool open for business?
The bill would send an extra $5 to school districts who receive less under that funding formula in the first year. That would gradually increase to $20 per year, and after 10 years, that full $175 gap would be plugged. And the airline serving them gets $2.3 million a year in your money to operate 24 flights between Burlington and O'Hare and Burlington and Lambert St. Louis airports. You can see the plume of smoke from the still burning fire from that oil train. Now here at Incident Command, we've got all kinds of people here. There were 7 fire departments here earlier. Now we've got state police, we've got hazmat crews, the railroad is here. Extra steel on the front and on the end to prevent the couplers from puncturing that head shield and the head part of the tank.
Had a police officer actually seen those school bus drivers running those red lights and issued a written ticket, that would be a moving violation, and commercial drivers are not able to get more than 2 within a 12-month period. The school district does not allow its buses to go into cul-de-sacs or neighborhoods where there are just dead ends. The main problem is the buses are very long, and if there's a car or there's garbage cans in this cul-de-sac, the bus may not be able to turn around. Police are making arrests in these juvenile car thefts, and we're trying to find out more about what's happening to these kids as they enter the juvenile justice system. State laws prevent us from accessing much of that information. But what we have been able to gather, in Scott County, 69 children have been arrested on charges relating to stealing cars since last January. And of those, 21 kids were arrested again. Rock Island police are also dealing with a large number of reoffenders. In 2016, police officers arrested 31 kids. 19 had reoffended. From January of this year through late April, 15 kids were arrested by police in Rock Island. 10 have reoffended. Now, Davenport police released this video of a juvenile car theft on April 30th. The owner of the white Kia in the gas station next to that SUV, it's unlocked and it's running. 2 boys drive up in a second car, and within seconds, they jump in that white car and drive off. We've confirmed that one of these boys was arrested early Monday morning. We sat in his detention hearing in Scott County Juvenile Court. Our cameras are not allowed inside. The suspect is 13 years old. He had no parents or guardians at the hearing. He was wearing a blue Juvenile Detention Center jumpsuit and was shackled. He kept his head down during most of the brief hearing. The court ruled to keep him locked up, finding there was a risk he would offend again if released. The court will review its decision next week. Davenport police point to this video as a sign these kids are growing bolder. My colleague James Stratton joins us to report on the connections the police are finding amongst these children.
Hey, Mark, that really...
There are lots of questions about the safety of deer meat shot with lead ammunition. Research shows the ammunition breaks apart when it strikes an animal, leaving small fragments behind. Those fragments have been found in meat after it's been processed and packaged for people to eat. Hunters and people picking up donated deer meat from the food pantry are at risk of eating these lead fragments. Across our area, hungry families visit local food pantries. They pick up potatoes, canned produce, and pasta, staples to keep food on the kitchen table. At the Wilton Pantry, we found Aaron Powers picking up a little extra help to feed his family. One of the items he always chooses is ground deer meat.
Because it makes great chili and tacos, stuff like that. Okay. It's a great substitute for hamburger.
In Iowa, the meat comes from hunters who donate a deer carcass to meat lockers participating in the HUSH program. The lockers process the deer into 2-pound packages, and the Food Bank of Iowa distributes the meat across the state. Pantry leaders like Wapalo's Kathy Barrick say the donated deer meat is a huge help.
If we did not have that, we would probably have to come up with another $1,000, either for the purchase of meat.
Barrick says meat is expensive for her pantry to get, but needed for her clients.
Ground venison?
Yeah. We want to give wholesome, nutritious food to our clients.
But with lead ammunition still in use, is this deer meat safe to eat? We collected 14 packages from pantries and hunters around the area. A medical school helped us x-ray them. The results? 4 of the 14 packages contained glowing white fragments in them, consistent with metal objects. The pictures are similar to those taken by University of North Dakota radiologist Ted Fogarty. He co-authored a study looking for lead in donated deer meat in North Dakota.
There's no doubt that that's metal. There's not a radiologist in this country that wouldn't look at that and say, well, that's metal.
We sent those 4 packages to a lab for more testing. The worst sample came back with a lead concentration of 19.4 parts per million. That's 194 times higher than the limit set by the European Food Safety Agency for lead in meat. Back in Wapello, Kathy Barrick's torn on what should be done.
If there is a problem, we need to do something about it. But, you know, if that happens, we're going to have to make adjustments somewhere else.
But she points out the meat comes with a warning.
The packages do all have, you know, the warning on them, so people are aware when they use that as a choice.
Iowa added this warning label to the meat years ago. It says children under 6 and pregnant women are most at risk from lead. It says the state has never found a case of lead poisoning from people eating lead in venison. But multiple studies have found people eating game meat with lead do have higher blood lead levels. Back in Wilton, Power says the warning is good enough.
Warning should be enough. Mainly that's for like the younger kids.
Now, the Iowa DNR says hunters donated 3,300 deer to the state's Hush program during the 2015-2016 hunting season. The DNR says that meat generated 604,000 meals to hungry Iowans. How many of those packages contained lead fragments is unknown.
Without my face and my name out there, people don't know who I am.
LeClaire realtor Pam Brahman relies on advertising to get her business name out.
If I don't advertise myself, I don't have any clients. If I don't have any clients, I can't pay my bills.
She got a cold call back in September from a salesperson at Champion Posters.
They said that they go out to high schools and the sports posters with baseball, football, all the kids on it. They print those up and then there's advertising on the side.
Brahman says she checked out Champion's website, felt comfortable, and paid for a $500 ad in 3 Bettendorf school sports posters.
They said they'll get back in touch with me in 2 weeks for the artwork. Well, that never happened.
Brahman called the Bettendorf school's athletic director to ask about Champion.
He confirmed that they hadn't done any sports posters for a number of years.
The athletic director repeated the same information to me. Brahman called Champion, she emailed, but she couldn't get a hold of anybody. It wasn't until she threatened to get a lawyer involved that someone returned her call.
They said they'd give me a refund. That was 3 weeks ago.
The Iowa Attorney General's office has received 23 complaints about Champion since 2006. The Better Business Bureau received 16 complaints in the last 3 years. It gave Champion an F rating.
I just was really trying to think of any way to market myself, and I thought this would be a great way to, get my name out there to lots of parents.
Felicia Emmons is a realtor in Fishers, Indiana. She paid for a $200 ad in a football poster back in June.
A couple weeks went by, never heard anything. I think they said that they were going to email me like the proofs. Never got those. And yeah, I kind of forgot about it because football season, I didn't know when the first game was going to be.
Emmons says Champion was supposed to send her posters and deliver them throughout her town. It wasn't until her son said he was going to a football game that she realized the posters hadn't arrived.
I was upset that I was going to receive them late and had already missed a game or two. Little did I know, I wouldn't ever be receiving anything.
She called them immediately.
And they said, "Oh, we sent your posters last week." And I said, "You did? Oh, well, okay, that's great. When did you send them?"
She says Champion couldn't provide a specific date. She asked if there was a tracking number.
"Do you have the tracking number for that?" We don't have a tracking number.
It was already 2 weeks into Fisher's football season. She asked for a refund.
He was just pretty much saying, yeah, we definitely sent them out. You're not getting a refund.
So we stopped by Champions to get some answers from the owner, Jim Shannon.
Hello. Hi, Mark with Channel 6. I'm looking for Jim.
He's not available.
Is Jim? Yeah, is he available later today or?
I don't know. I could take your contact information.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my card. We've gotten a number of complaints about issues with Champion posters.
Okay.
I've had a couple of callers say that they'd ordered product and they didn't get it. I've had some people call and say they got product, but it was faulty and they asked for refunds.
I'm sorry. This is private property, and I'd appreciate if you didn't film me. I'll give him this card though.
Okay.
Shannon called me later that day. He declined an on-camera interview. He told me over the phone that Champion is a legitimate business. He said he's been in business for 10 years and said his business is not a scam. He said if people were promised refunds, they would get them. He said he mailed Felicia Emmons a refund check on November 3rd or 4th. Brahman sent me a text hours later saying Champion told her it would refund her credit card.
I tried to be nice. And now I think I just want to warn people.
Yeah, I'm mad. I want my money back.
Brahman received her refund Friday. Emmons came today.